All right.
Holy
Alrighty,
yeet to you.
we are back. Who wants to recap?
Hmm.
Where did we leave off? We left off getting. No, wait, is that? Yeah, that is. Um, we left off having just found the trail out of the city that the kidnappers took. It
Riding.
rained on us.
Yep. We're riding angrily and wet on horseback.
Followed the river downstream, found a place where they seem to have lifted the cart across the river and continued cross country, rather than continue towards the main road. There was a small guard outpost at the edge of the forest, in which was one dead guard and nothing else, as the cart went right past it and into the woods. There were some conversations between the party members, a little bit about where they come from, a little bit about how one or two met L'Oreal. Um, in the meantime, about midday or so, we followed the cart into the forest. The path split. We followed the side that had cart tracks and not the side that had footprints. Um, there were some young children running around in the forest. There's a small settlement in there. Told us the cart went through about 2 hours ago. Nightfall in the forest is dangerous and there are terrible beasts. They were sure that we were going to die. But we had to follow. We left the horses with them with the instruction to keep them for a few days. If we return and pick them up, great. If not, they'll return them to Brilton and the guard there. There is, of note, a disproportionate number of children in this town, but we didn't really pursue that. Half an hour out, leaving the town on foot, a little kid pops out, saw the cart, didn't talk to them because they looked mean. Her name was Tessa. A little bit of a talk. Killian and Bastion promised her a sword someday. And we're all a bunch of weirdos.
Nicest
Half.
weirdos you've ever met.
Yep, sent her back to town. Half an hour before it got dark, we heard giggling in the brush and saw a creature in the shrubs up ahead. Something with the head of a goat carrying a gnarled spear and surrounded by flies. There were two beasts. We killed one, the other escaped. And thanks to Killian screaming out into the darkness, we got the attention of lots of them.
I'm sure they would have come anyways.
You tell yourself that.
We were fighting.
Devin,
And we
Devin,
ran.
sometimes you embody your characters so strongly.
We got out of the forest. They stopped at the border and did not follow and left us alone after that. And outside the forest, we see someone, body dressed as one of those mercenaries, dead on the ground outside of the forest. He has not been there very long.
Yeah, I think that just about sums it up. So I'm going to go back just a wee bit. Yeah, so we'll rewind it back just a little bit. So you guys have just exited the forest, and you see the creatures, the red eyes of the creatures just staring out from the forest as they slowly disappear. It is getting close to sundown, but as you know, earlier today was raining. There's a bunch of clouds in the sky, so it's been unusually dark. One of the clouds probably shifts out of the way, and there's a few beams of sunlight that kind of come from behind. No, a few beams of sunlight that kind of radiate through the forest, and the eyes quickly disperse after that. You hear the faint echo of children's giggles as as they all disappear. The body on the ground. You guys have. I remember we were taking a look at it when we left off. It's very mangled and beaten. Was once human male, probably young adultish. he looks to have faced a lot of misfortune in his life. This was just the cap on everything. And you were were you searching the body, or what were you doing with it?
I think
We
Killian
only
kicked
just
it
saw
over, but
Okay.
just to look
And
at it.
Bastion was doing his best to figure out how old it was when it died. But I won't-
Ah, okay. You can give me a medicine check real quick.
I did last time. It was an
8. Oh, recent, not too long ago. That's all you got.
If Lena looks up and around, are there any carrion birds already circling, or have they not found this yet?
So no, there are no birds.
Mhm.
If you think back though, there wasn't too much wildlife when you were going through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
So take that as you will.
Gotta be close. Let's keep going.
Right.
You guys are comparatively rough to me. Do people usually check these things for anything useful?
Sometimes, but I doubt they're gonna have much.
There's no coin purse visible on it, is it?
No, yeah, actually he does. He's got a little, almost like, kind of like a fanny pack thing on his side.
Okay. Anything obviously made of metal?
Anything obviously made of metal?
Yeah.
No. No?
Okay.
Doesn't have any weapons on him, does he?
He does. You do see like a sword kind of scattered to the side, maybe like 10 feet away from him.
Okay. I'll grab the coin purse with a gauntlet in hand and kind of put it in my bag. And then I'll go over and look over the short sword.
Yeah, so the coin purse has about 37 copper, and there is actually a rolled up piece of paper inside of it.
Okay. Take it
And
out.
then the short sword is it's just a short sword, regular short sword, nothing fancy.
What level of repair is it in?
It is seen some use, but it would probably do the trick. It still functions normally, but it's definitely seen some use.
As we walk, I'll do some work with that. But for now, I'll just open up the paper and see what's in
Okay. You open it up, and it is actually a familiar contract. For back in Brilton, you picked up a stack of these that were kind of like templates for them to just fill out as they do work. A quick read over. It's a contract for one Evan Trillwood to escort the cargo and courier as designated upon enactment of the contract. Blah blah blah. All aforementioned shall be delivered from the Fellgate by cart in no more than a fortnight for the intended recipients at the Dovetail Inn in accord as designated upon enactment. Blah blah blah. More legal stuff.
You'll kind of read it over and just out of curiosity look for any flaws in the writing, but
It's basic and vague enough. Someone clever created this. That, yeah, I'll type up
Okay.
the details of it.
Thank you. I'm trying to take notes very quickly, and I couldn't keep
No,
up.
yeah, no. I'll type that out for you.
Thank you.
So though it said dovetail in?
Yes. So, just to sum up, it looks like the contract says that they started in Fellgate and they're doing, typical escort guard work for some goods that were not specified, and that they were to be delivered in no more than a fortnight, so 2 weeks, to designated recipients that were not mentioned. So it doesn't say what or who it was going to, just that they were to deliver it to the Dovetail Inn in the city of Accord.
okay, we'll kind of.
Can we see the world map, please?
Yep. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm staring at it, but then I realized you guys aren't.
Bastion will pass it around. In the meantime, he'll begin casting Mending on the short sword. Get rid of all like the little stuff in it.
Yeah, you're able to
Or take
fix
a-
it up quickly enough. Yeah.
It takes maybe like 5 minutes. It's a minute per casting, so.
Do we know?
So
how-
within a fortnight, is this thing dated?
Yes. So a fortnight would end tomorrow.
Mm.
Best is getting close. Do we know how near we are to a court from here?
Bastion would be relatively familiar. Yeah. Yeah. So you would know it's it's roughly 20 miles to the east.
Maybe a little bit more to go around some
Yeah.
features. Yeah.
So, like, roughly how long would that take?
Well, depending on how fast you go, another day.
Mm.
If you go standard pace, another day. But it is, almost sundown already.
But if we're potentially right behind them, then we do
Yep.
need to keep going.
So, just for everyone's knowledge, in case they're not aware, the rule on exhaustion is there's one con save per 24 hours with an
Yeah.
increasing DC each day,
Mhm.
in case that becomes a thing.
Good to know.
Yep, and you guys woke up at like 4 a.m., so that's also key information.
Yeah. But for now, we press on.
Gotta be close.
So you're fairly close to Jackfruit Junction. You've got maybe hour and a half ish. If you if you have a brisk pace, you can get there in an hour.
Okay. Let's do that. How likely are we to get horses there?
It is a known military outpost, so depending on how you want to go about it, very likely.
Okay. There's a chance. Maybe.
Could have walked ours with, possibly traded them. That's for the future.
So, so you set off. It's very clear their direction. They're heading straight for the junction.
Can Gillian give a check on the track, see how recent they seem?
Yeah, you can give me survival.
18.
18. They do seem fairly fresh. They haven't had a chance. They're not washed away, so obviously it happened after all the rain and stuff. You're looking at maybe an hour, maybe 2 if it's there's really no wind. You've been in the forest, so you haven't had the perfect judge of weather conditions. But it's you're close.
Let's see if we can catch them before they get to the junction.
Even if they get there, I doubt they're going to be heading out without sleeping.
Hmm.
They've been going as long as we have.
They might be as willing as us to weather it, though. They've got a tight deadline.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're coming.
Maybe not. I don't believe they ever saw us.
They might think we're coming, though.
They might be cautious of somebody coming. But let's see if we can give them a surprise.
Let's hope none of them recognize us.
Okay, so you're making your way, following the tracks, but to Jackfruit Junction, basically.
Mm.
Okay. So a brisk pace puts you about an hour. The sun will have, there'll be traces of light in the sky by the time you get there. So it opens up into familiar, kind of this grassland, a little bit rocky in some places, but you're able to get there in relatively, relatively an hour. Okay. Ooh, wow, that's super zoomed in. Zoom out. Okay. So, Bastion, you're familiar with most of the trading outposts, so you would know most of this information. Um, I'll say you get about here, and you can see the town in front of you. There's this giant stone wall surrounding the town. To the south, you have the farmlands, and you can see, excuse me, a little bit of like small wooden buildings kind of stretching out around it. Directly in front of you, there's some nicer stone and wood buildings in front of you. And if no, I'm pretty sure you'd see them coming. You see probably about 10 guards kind of in a rush out towards you.
Do the tracks maintain this way?
Yes, they do.
Do they see?
Okay. In that case, Bastion will just say to everyone, it's like, Killian, keep the aggression down. Weapons stowed, please. These people are good people.
We'll see when they come up. Maybe they're paid off.
See, that's what I'm hoping you keep down.
So, the guards approach, and these are not your town guards. These are your city guards. A little bit nicer armor. They have the red of the town guards instead of the brown. Or sorry, they have the red of the city guards instead of the brown of the town guards. One of them calls out to you to halt. State your business.
Bastion hails them and says, tracking outlaws, anything I can help you guys out with? Anything you need to ask before we get going? We're just looking for a couple of people with a cart. Probably would have came through here.
So
He points out the tracks to them.
while you're explaining this, they will have like circled around, and so they have like the semicircle around you. They do have their weapons drawn. They're very wary of you guys.
Can I
That should keep
insight
them-
check?
Yeah, I
This
was gonna
seems
say,
unusual.
Killian's taking a look here.
You're gonna insight check the soldiers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why are they this on edge? Is this
Does this seem
Is this
standard
not
procedure
normal?
at
Coming
all?
from a road.
You can give me an insight check.
Killian as well?
no? I've got nothing.
They see if Killian can make one too.
19.
So they don't seem to be. They're not straight up attacking you,
Mhm.
which that's already a good sign. If there was anything like off there, they would attack first, ask questions later. They are stopping you. They do have their weapons drawn and are wary of you, but they haven't done anything yet.
But do they look like they're, is there any, disdain on the face? Is there any, does it seem anything other than usual business? Like they've
Nope.
done this before?
No, it seems normal, and it seems like they are suspicious of you guys.
Bastion just continues with the hail and just like, did you guys have any? He points out the trail once more. Any people on carts come through here?
Sorry,
Business in the-
give me like 1 minute.
Sure.
Okay.
Meantime, I'm gonna run to the washroom.
Yeah, okay. 10 guards surrounding 4 people with spears. No, I got 19. Something's fishing. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
All
Just letting you keep talking.
I don't like hearing myself that much.
Mm.
True, but also keep in mind that we are 4 travelers, all clearly wielding weapons. Probably covered in just a little bit of blood coming from a place that is known to be dangerous at night and not following any of the roads to get here in night.
Mm-hmm.
Still, 10 seems excessive.
Does it?
Yes.
10 guards against 2 bandit captains and a couple bandits would be a reasonable fight.
Travelers, just this.
They don't know that.
And plus, if you have, the men to do it, why not send 10 just to mitigate as much more risk as you can for the other 9?
Make it an unreasonable fight in your favor.
I'm just saying, with like some of the shit that these Ash Gang fuckers have pulled,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised they came in and it's like, oh yeah, there's these 4 outlaws, they were chasing us, they killed a guard back there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a
That's
good
what
point.
I was thinking in the like.
Okay, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get back to it. You asked the guards what?
Talking.
If they've seen it, a group of people from coming this direction as he points out the tracks. And give them like a brief explanation of like, yep, we've been following them for most of the day. They escaped the barricade in Brighton?
Brilton.
Brighton. And we were tasked to follow them.
That is not the story that we've heard and that has been told to us.
Of course it wasn't. They got here first.
Do we have any evidence from the people who sent us that we were coming this way? Like, I thought we got something along those lines.
1 second. I think we got something from the captain, but I don't remember if it was general use. It might have been just for in Brilton.
It still would hold some sort of sway. Also, we have 2 nobles in military rank, so
Yeah, I'm about to pull that, but I want to see if I've got notes about what the captain gave us. No, the captain gave us something so we could talk to the guy at the financial place, the guild hall.
Do we still have it on us, though?
I don't think so. I think we gave that over.
Okay.
I think that was a single-use thing. However, Lena is gonna, in that case, just fish out her her old rank symbol and hold it out to them.
Okay. They recognize the distinction. You see him kind of. One of them turns to the other, and they whisper. They're kind of talking amongst themselves, and they say, "Okay, please come with us. You'll have to speak with the captain or ranking officer to get this cleared out. I understand if this is in your favor, you'll want to resolve this quickly."
Definitely.
do you have the
Would you
whereabouts?
Also, for your information, at the outpost at the forest, we found a guard dead. We think that these people did it.
We are aware of the guard.
News travels quickly.
Especially if they're framing. Do you have the current whereabouts of the individuals who assumedly gave you the story first?
We'll have to settle whose story we're going to believe first.
But you have them
Before
in
we-
custody? Or are they just wandering the town?
You're going to have to speak to the captain first.
Let's get going, guys. If
Fine.
we can ask questions to the person in charge, so we don't get these folks here in trouble for telling us what they shouldn't.
The faster the better.
They
Yes. Could we ask the name of your captain?
the captain is
Can we speak to the manager?
Captain Lorgrim. And okay, hold on, like 20 seconds.
I'm gonna shoot for the stars here and gonna say orc or half orc.
Or,
Lorgrim.
yeah, I could see it. Maybe Goliath or something, or just a really gruff human.
Yeah, or it's not going to it's not going to be like a pretty lady.
That would
Okay.
be fantastic if it was. If it's the last name though.
Right. Yep. Captain Lorgrim.
Mm-hmm. All right, go along.
Okay. They take you the south. Well, you go to the beach. Oh, come on. Click on that. Thank you. They take you towards this area of town, and then they take you. Give me a pointer. Give me a pointer. Thank you. They take you this way along the side of the castle. As you approach, it's solid, fortified stone wall, military standard. Um, though you not as well fortified as like a true fortress, a true military fortress. This is just a junction after all, and it's probably not nearly as well staffed as a fortress would be. But um, in times of battle, you could see this providing a fairly strong defense.
How familiar is Bastion with this town again? Just
With this,
trading through here every once in a while, or
with Jackfruit Junction, he's probably not terribly familiar with it, but Bastion would have a general knowledge of the
the
junctions.
goings on? Is it more like knowledge of the people there, or more like been around here a while? Like, is it like
So,
trading partners, or is it like I've been here a few times?
partners. I imagine Bastion actually stayed in his home for most of his
fair
life.
enough,
Yeah,
yeah, probably. Okay.
the whole noble royalty noble thing.
Would he by chance know like they had armor or something around here?
So it's a junction. It's run by the military. So there's just like a division, a branch of a group of people that run the smith and stuff, and it changes every so often because
Okay,
it's
fair enough.
military.
How close are these guards kind of sticking on us?
There it's you're not quite in custody, but they haven't bestowed their weapons.
Could Killian in confidence whisper something to someone?
Sure, yeah, I think so.
Then he'll kind of lean over to the bard and just, hey, you're good at the talking stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Say
certainly,
so.
I'm certainly fucking not. So, if you wanna flex those purple-haired charms or whatever, that'd be the time.
Okay, so
I'm asking you to talk for it because I'm probably gonna fuck it up.
okay. What road are we taking here? Because I can do the whole charm thing, but there's always a risk.
Not literally, just be your not abrasive self.
What do you want specifically? I can get it to.
I just want to make sure that you're okay with talking and that I can take a step back here because I looked this
No.
for a reason.
That's covered. I'm telling you what you need. Give me the specifics so I don't get it wrong.
I mean, I'm technically considered Prince of the Old Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
He's like kind of like verbally dragging his feet.
So you want me to pull your title for you?
Yep. Son of Ulf, Lord of the Old Kingdom on the Council of New Haven.
Try that again.
Oh, nope, sorry. Son of Arn, brother to Ulf.
Brother 2?
How do you say the last name, Eric?
Eurus.
Eurus. Son of Arn Eurus, nephew of Ulf Eurus, Lord of the Old Kingdom on the Council of New Haven.
Okay.
If you need to pull my rank, I'm leaving it to you.
I will.
Keep in mind.
Okay.
Let's see.
Keep in mind.
Then
to slaughter some idiots.
then I'll try to do my best performance. Basically, just to sum it up before I roll performance.
Well, hold on. Are you trying to do this right now with these guards, or do you want to wait for the captain?
Oh,
Without doing the whispering thing, Killian is basically asking for you to talk for him when we're in there.
okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to plant the seed for the soldiers that are
Ah,
here,
Gotcha.
and I'll say, but Lord or certainly Lord Uris would appreciate their help, but well, they might get some time after he gets his letter and tries to send some kind of law enforcement to punish them here for not helping, but they are common folk. They might not know Lord Uris. Be merciful.
You could roll. I guess that would be intimidation. I think. Ooh. You look over because you're obviously trying to watch them in the reaction, and you see one guy lean over and whisper like, "Hey, isn't that?" And the other one kind of like elbows him like, "Shut up, just do your job. We won't get in trouble."
And I'll do a stage whisper and say like he basically owns or could own this place, but who knows? We might not get that mad as last time.
I don't miss a lot of things, but the fear in commoners is something I could do with a bit more of. Thank you.
It always works.
Okay, so you. Ah, shit! I just stabbed myself. Sorry. Hold on.
What?
Eric's
With a
Sorry,
playing D&D
pencil?
himself right now.
I'm multitasking and I like stabbed myself with something.
What are you possibly doing to
I'm
cause
just,
that injury?
I'm just imagining you're just like rolling dice in one hand, writing down with another, and you look down and there's like a knife in your arm. You're like, oh shit.
No,
He's like making a sandwich and there's like a butter knife through the hand. Like, oh, how did that happen?
no, I printed a cookie cutter and I'm just like cleaning up the edges. And you know, I have this little sharp tool to do it with.
Did you turn your hand into a gingerbread man?
Okay, so you make your way to the southern gate. If I can click, oh, I'm still on pointer. Southern gate, right about here for those. So you've just crested into kind of this shanty town that exists outside the. Still working on this one. Hold on. Sorry. So this shanty town that's outside the castle, and the first thing you notice is there is a large group of what look like Ashking members in chains outside the gate. And surrounding them is about 20 Dawn Guard soldiers, gleaming steel armor, these cloaks of red, and they have the crest of the rising sun on the cloak.
Whoops.
They're very very formidable looking.
Lena slows down a little bit on seeing them, just scanning the entire group.
Is anyone
Give me a perception check.
Because I'd like to know if these are the gang members. I want to know if there's anybody I know or recognize. 21. Is L'Oreal there? Anything. is the cart?
So, looking amongst the group, there is no one that you recognize. They all, I mean, they all look, rough and tumble sort with similar clothing.
Mhm.
Um,
Nobody I specifically am like, I saw that person around town or whatever.
yeah, no, none of
Okay,
them.
okay.
You get the idea that the Ash Gang is a large group of people.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. I just didn't know if anything would like ping off. Anyways,
Mhm.
anything else?
One more thing, as you guys are looking, or as you're looking, one of the soldiers turns around, and you see this familiar red-haired lady.
And Lena swears briefly.
Go looks over. Is that bad? What is it?
No, it's not bad. It's just annoying.
She's giving commands, and as you get closer, she turns and sees you, and
Or
you see a look of recognition in her face.
like recognition as in disgust or
No, it's like a pleasant
pleasant recognition?
surprise.
Okay.
I was gonna
so,
say
yeah.
as well. Especially adding her in now, but can Killian kind of like try to read the group going on here? Like, do the Ashcan members seem like downtrodden at all, or they're like, okay, yeah,
Oh,
we'll be out
yeah.
in 5 minutes?
No, they're super defeated looking.
Okay,
Right, I'll be right back real quick. Hold on.
sure thing, sure thing.
Oh, one of those days.
Killian might
I've
just
been
ask
to
Lena. Sorry, good.
I've been waiting for this to drop out of character, but yes, Killian's gonna ask Lena.
It's like, is it annoying specifically for you for the whole thing we're doing right now, or just something afterwards?
Okay, sorry. All the cookie cutters are done now, so I can focus.
In response to what Killian just asked Lena, she says, specifically for me, don't worry, she's competent, just persistent.
She steps forward a bit, like a few spaces, and waits for you to approach.
Need help?
Lena sighs and does so.
You need any help? Let us know, chicken wings.
She deliberately steps on Killian's foot as she goes. Harder than she needs to.
As you draw close, she says, "Captain Strigander, nice to see you again."
Spelling.
General Cranstraw, let me get that for you because it's got an accent mark.
Of course it does.
Stigander. And
oh, yeah, Strigander.
language,
Sorry.
probably language thing that Killian would pick up on, given the roots.
Yep.
It has a literal meaning, and that meaning is wanderer.
Hmm.
So it's a little bit like her being called Captain Smith, in which Smith is a literal word as well as a name.
So Captain Vagabond.
A little bit.
There's just a cough from the group behind her.
Yeah. So, basically, anything that is like Norse-ish or of that nature is basically Valian, which is like the old language, which
All right.
Killian is familiar with.
Anything from the other lady's name?
No. So as you get a better look at her, she is a half elf.
Oh, okay.
Just as well armored as any of the others. She does have like a sun crest on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
She is very clearly important.
So, did this group come through with a cart and a fishy story?
No cart.
Hmm.
We apprehended them making their way up towards the junction itself. We got word of some kidnapping and murder in a town not far from here, and we were on our way.
Rilton, we're in
Yes.
pursuit of the kidnappers. They took a cart this direction. We followed the tracks. They fed the guard here some fishy story about us being in pursuit of them, but not for the reasons we are.
can't quite leave the job, can you?
She just shrugs.
Have you thought about my offer?
I don't think it's right for me.
Maybe not now, but always an open door. And she kind of shuffles to the side a bit and says, "You mentioned a cart?
Yes, and 6, 7, 8 men, I think, the last time anybody was able to count the tracks. She looks over at Killian and the others for some sort of confirmation, as
Uh,
I don't remember if that was the number.
I was gonna say, out of character as well. Did we see where the tracks led to after
The
we got
ones that
taken in?
um, it kind of blends in with the regular foot traffic now, so you probably would have lost the specific trail.
Even like back when we were kind of like over here.
You probably would have seen it, but like I said, as you entered into the city proper, um, you probably would have started to overlap with other tracks. You probably would have followed it up to the gate, and then now it's just gone with all the traffic here.
All right.
Of note, you actually probably would have noticed maybe them being down a few pairs of feet, making your way to the city.
All right.
So yeah, she on this description she says, no, there wasn't quite that many people. There was a trader, at least that was the story, I guess. They were very late to make some delivery. Yeah, everything checked out. They had some documents showing that they came from the Felgate.
Yeah, we found a copy of the contract. Did anybody actually search the inside of the cart?
We looked through some smaller boxes and one of the larger boxes and looked trade goods.
We have reason to believe that the kidnapped individual was taken on that cart.
I don't, and you see her think for a bit. I remember seeing the cart. I suppose someone could have. And you see her just kind of spinning her wheels, thinking about it. I guess it's possible. Well, that's unfortunate. If what you say is true, and I have no reason to doubt you, they've already left the city, as far as I know.
The good news is we know where they're going. The bad news is apparently we have to talk to the captain here in order
Well,
to pursue them. Unless you'd
I'm-
like to pull some strings.
I mean, unless you've already forgotten the chain of command, I would
No.
be the ranking officer here. You are cleared. Don't worry.
Would we be able to rent, borrow something, some horses to potentially catch it more quickly? We left the ones we got in Brilton behind in a forest settlement because they were exhausted.
Yeah. I'm sure we have some to spare. You know, the individual that was driving, or that seemed to be in charge, requested some horses too. I believe they stopped by stables in the North District. You could perhaps go get some from there on some official orders, maybe, and ask some questions of the guy if you wanted.
We just might do that.
Okay.
If you need to follow up on any of this for any reason, we're going to Accord. That's where
Okay.
the contracts said they would be making the exchange at some place called the Dovetail Inn.
She She like motions to one of the guards to to pass along the information. And then she says, "Well, we've met a couple times since you left the service. I'm well aware that I might not see you again for some time, but if you could just at least send word or summary of what happened in your investigation, I would appreciate it."
I'll see if I can find someone, maybe a knight who's running around loose. There's got to
can-
be a way.
There's official channels. You can send it along the normal guard couriers. It's fine. Just get word, and just don't you forget my offer. We could use you.
Don't hold your breath on it.
She gives a light chuckle.
There's a
It
cough
says-
from the group behind. Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
I'll let her go. Sorry, no, go ahead. Killian,
Okay,
just-
yeah.
When the conversation is done, Killian's gonna cough in.
Yeah, no, she was actually going to turn the attention to the group, and I see you've have some new traveling companions.
Is it just her who's pardoned, or is it the whole group that can get circumsede the supersede words the problem here?
You are, of course, if you are with her, you are good.
Also, there's an Ash Gang corpse a few bit back outside of the forest.
And we don't have nothing to do with it.
If even if you did, I'm not concerned. And she like motions another guard, and because there were several guards there with you. She motions to another one. They take a few people and they head off back towards the forest in the direction just to go retrieve the body.
Killian shoots a look at the one who was like looking worried on their way earlier.
He visibly like flinches at it.
like he doesn't like move. He just kind of like tenses his body like half a centimeter. Just-
Yep. If he wasn't a guard, if he was just a normal person, he definitely would have jumped 10 feet in the air.
Killian looks a bit happier now. So we're intending on
That's
heading out right
cool.
away.
I think it's best we do with all due respect, officer.
I, if you want to catch up with them, I believe that's the case. You'll have to entertain me with the story sometime. As she looks among the group.
We've got the perfect storyteller here as he kind of pats Namia's shoulder. With the silver tongue that Sophie are blessed with, but
Also, you'll have to
hopefully we can be
regale
blessed with a silver feet and keep going.
you'll have to regale us with the history of your old friend here, and we can trade.
No crying, Killian, let's go.
He just shoots this like fuck off look to Bastion.
Bastion just gives a happy smile. We have business, and I know you want to get into a fight, so let's go find the Ash Gang.
Yeah, we got
She
you and me got
she
fucking
laughs at
business,
this.
all right.
she laughs at this and says, "Well, till we meet again, may the light shine on you." And she
With your
gives another,
spirit.
and she gives a nod to Lena, and says, "Well, go on, get out of here."
Later. And Lena quick marches into town.
Killian walks quickly up to beside her.
Bastion sighs and shakes the guard off as he passes by.
Okay.
Keeps going.
So is that a given last name or a nickname?
It's an adopted one. Needed something when I joined the guard.
I see you're not creative.
I'm straightforward.
I mean, depends if you know Valiant or not. So you've gotten in on the Dawn Guard as well?
Not that I really want to use it if I can help it.
But the offer's there.
That's a yes then.
I left the guard because it was too She just makes vague hand motions.
As bad of a description that was, I know what you mean.
Did Lena, by any chance, overhear him giving? No, Nemia was talking openly, so
Yep.
she's just gonna look back. Prince, huh?
Had I known, the whole issue would have been resolved that quickly. I would have.
Well, no harm lost with dropping extra names. At least you got the joy of intimidating a few guard captains who make a few per week, didn't you?
Like I said, I don't miss a lot, but fearing the commoners, especially the stupid ones, is sorely missed.
As
This is a
you're
lot about you.
as you're talking, you are making your way, straight northward
I would hope
through
so.
town. Yeah.
No, we take a seat at a water fountain.
Um,
Lena's giving Killian a bit of a glare for the last comment, telling him people who fight and people who can't are both worthy of respect. And then she keeps going.
You kind of like tilts his head
Killian
like,
doesn't have enough perspective for around.
can't earn it if you don't do anything. Keeps walking.
Most people tend to start with respecting others. I see you work on a different timetable.
So, once you're in the town, it's a much different kind of vibe to it. The buildings immediately next to the wall are made of stone and look to be of standard military construction. As you get towards the middle of town, the old town, it is very much a trading post. It started with this. It has a smaller-ish wooden buildings in the center of town. Definitely this big open-air market in the middle. It is night. It is after dark, so there's torches. Not as many people out on the road, so you're able to kind of quickly make your way through without too much effort, really. The streets are mostly clear, and you're able to make your way out the north gate into the North District. It's not too hard to spot the stables that were mentioned. It's kind of a rather large stables, and so you can approach. There is someone out working with the horses.
Hey,
Can I help you? This larger, more rotund man kind of straightens up. He seems to have been cleaning some stuff out.
you
A cart came through an hour or two ago and got horses from you.
Yes, offered up a good sum of money for that.
Was it
We're on.
looking so shady that you need to accept a lot of extra money? Like, was it that sort of amount, or are we looking
I
just
mean,
desperate?
The poor sap told me he had some trade deal he needed to close, and he was running very late.
Yeah,
So,
and we're running very short on time because we need to catch up to them because that is not a trade deal.
this look on his face.
We were
Well,
sent.
as long as trade deals don't involve human trafficking for you, and that's not the usual around here, then it's a matter of concern.
Now hold on. You're chasing them. How do I know you're not the bad one?
Oh, we're doing this shit again.
Freaking
We were
hell,
being
and
paid by the functioning officer here. With all due respect, sir, we were in a rush, and there is at risk a few people whose lives don't deserve to be disrupted by the fact that you're not super confident in our ability to keep going. So, if you don't mind, we have business and a potential few lives to save, and if you want to be the one in the way of that, please go right ahead.
We'll
can
be
I
hap-
help this? Can I help his persuasion thing by just showing her bloody rank symbol again?
Yes, you can. Yeah, when you flash your rank, and he's like, "Oh, okay, my apologies. I just have to make sure." Yes, I believe horses. He took off maybe an hour or two ago.
We know.
An hour ago. Okay. You want some horses too?
Yep.
We need to catch up sooner the better.
The Bastion's current rank and symbol is the fact that he's huge.
And if you fear lack of payment, we have Son of Arn Uris here as a,
Okay, that's enough.
a proof of goodwill.
That was for
I
the.
I do believe Aurora said that they be provided.
Yep. Lena's going for full requisition of sorts, like even if they're sent back from Accord or brought back from Accord.
Mhm.
But yeah,
So you can just you mention this, and he's like, "Yep, that's fine. I'll just put in my usual bill with the guard. No worries." So 4 horses, presumably 4 fast horses.
strong and fast. For that one, especially strong.
Yes, that is.
Whatever will get us the furthest in 1 day of travel, and the quickest. If that's endurance we need, then endurance. But just assume it's going to be 46 hours of travel, whatever gets us farthest.
We need to get to Accord.
Okay. That scrawny guy purchased 4 horses for that cart. Might
Scrawny,
be-
you say? Want to give a more in-depth description real quick?
He just was this very scrawny, small-looking fella. He had
Race,
he had
hair color. Come on, buddy.
a human, black hair. I don't know. He looked pretty average to me.
Alone?
No, he had a couple of his guards or whatever with him. They were a bit more of the brawny type.
Ashgang, got it.
Alright.
Thing is, you looked very concerned about this. Why? How many horses are there left?
Well, he turns around. The building is probably it's a massive building. You could imagine there being as many as 40 horses here at any, like, if it was filled to capacity. It's like, I've got the horses. I'm just thinking about that one as he points to Bastion. I might have one that'll be good for him, but there's no racehorse.
Well, don't give me a racehorse. How about give me 2 with good endurance?
Okay. And you see him think for a moment. I'll be right back. And he one by one he grabs a horse. We'll lead it out to you. Yeah, it'll
As he leaves the first time, Killian grabs Anemia by the horn and like turns the head towards him. It's like, okay, that was the one time.
It's actually one of the
horses?
commoners to be afraid of you, Prince Killian.
There's
What,
there's
intimidating them with weapons and threats isn't enough for you?
there's a pause. You see, and he like lets Nemia go, and just turns, and just walks up towards Sebastian. You
Bastion's
seem
got a big smile.
really fucking keen on being efficient here and not having any issues along the way. But you're making it real hard for me not to wipe that smug smile off that face.
And how about this? If you want to re-earn my respect, because you did start.
I don't fucking want it right now. I want to get her
Good.
back.
Then, when Nemea tries to speed things up by using your name like you told her to, don't give her shit for. She's doing exactly what you want it fast. That's the way to do it. Get over your ego.
I don't mean to justify myself, but being a bard, I know that after pulling your rank with the guards right there, the word probably spread. It's not a light name, so the harm's already done. Why not take advantage of it?
We already had Lena flash the badge. This isn't us getting interred. I don't need that name flying around the town. That wasn't very clear. I'm making it.
The the fat man brings back another horse. So you've probably got 3 horses now, and he stops for a moment. He's like, you know what? I thought something was fishy because most people when they're trading, they have trade business in Accord. They're not going to be traveling by cart. They're going to be going by boat. So that was a little off to me. And he he walks off again to get another horse.
What are the odds you think they took a boat to carry a missing lady herself? And this is just something.
Remember, we stopped them from taking the boat. This was probably plan B.
Fact is, we're still heading that way, and the cart's the only thing we got. If we can at least track it down, we can beat into a pulp whoever's driving it and get some information out of them.
True. And if we get to Accord and we find out that we need to search by boat instead, hopefully it's something small enough that during that one river cross, that's probably where they passed it.
So the man returns with all your horses. They're saddled, ready to go, and he gives like a fake salute to you. He says, "Good luck."
Yeah, if you're gonna do it right. Posture's not straight enough.
Bastion, stop being nitpicky.
He just chuckles a bit.
He kind of smiles back, goes, "Appreciate the service. If we can return this horse to you, we will."
There's no skin off my back. If they don't make it back, that's more money to purchase new ones.
Fair point. Bastion will go on whichever one looks the better rested of the two.
Yeah, no, you can pick them out. For the most part, they're all brown. Nothing notable about them. So the one of the ones he brought you is probably the biggest one in the stables. It's practically a war horse. It probably is a war horse. Honestly, this is a military outpost. And the rest of them are adequately sized for your needs.
Bastion will definitely start on the war horse in that case.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that like full character sheet war horse?
Just more so, it's this big meaty horse. Not quite a racehorse, but he's built to carry stuff and travel long distances. Definitely.
Okay, I'm just looking at the war horse stat sheet.
Oh, I wasn't not specifically that, but
Horse
like
with the
that.
powerful build.
Yes. Basically.
Bastion gets on and kind of appreciates the fact that it's doesn't seem as hampered as most horses do by his
No,
weight.
it is. You're a big guy, but yeah, it seems to be not struggling so much.
Can I give Killian the meanest looking one?
Sure.
What does Lena define as meanest?
The one that looks like it'll bite your hand off as soon as you go for its bridle.
Whichever one has eyebrows.
The one that has like hell in its eyes.
Yeah, sure enough, you take one of the reins and you hand it to Killian, and as Killian goes to mount it, the horse kind of like nips at him or tries to nip at him a little bit.
Killian's gonna growl at it.
The horse
Don't
just
do
kind of
that.
like walks in place and like looks uneasy, ready to take off at any moment.
Hey, don't want to do that, Killian. You know what horses do to predators that jump on their backs? Not pretty. And she's gonna mount up and start heading towards the gate with her horse.
Yep, you're out of the gate, so
Okay.
you're about here, give or take, in the North District. So you're quickly able to you're quickly able to take to the in pursuit. Okay, so alrighty, back to the map. I'm in the wrong section of the map. There we go. So you know that it is, give or take, 18-ish miles to Accord.
Christ.
So that's a good, at a steady pace, it's a good 6 hours. With a little bit of a quicker pace, maybe you can make it in, 4 less than, if you decide to move quickly, which I'm assuming you are.
Mm.
If we push the horses, will they make it 4 hours?
These, for the most part, they look like they could take the journey. I mean, they'll definitely start to let you know if they need to slow down,
Okay.
but
Like I
you can
said, I think
definitely push them as hard as you can. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll push them as long as we think they can maintain, and
Yeah.
Bastion will kind of switch seats every half
Yeah.
hour to every hour, depending on.
Yeah. So it's
different
not going to
journeys, looks
be.
like.
Yeah, it's not going to be a full gallop. I don't know the proper term for it,
Well,
but it's
gallop's
definitely. No. Gallop is like that's almost as fast as the horse can go.
Canter?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
goes
are those
walk,
Cantor? I know you
trot,
know them really well.
walk, trot, canter, gallop.
It's
There might be
probably
one in between trot and canter. I can't remember.
it's probably canter, trot, canter, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
Maybe you vary it up just to keep up speed but not tire him too much.
Faster on the straightaways, less so on the rougher patches.
Yeah, and you're now following a path. For a short distance, it is the main road, the Union Road.
Can you
Um,
make out any of the cart tracks that are very recent? Because
so
assumedly no one would have been traveling super recently.
you could make a check, but this is a well paved road.
So disadvantage or
No, just
We're
make a
also-
check.
We're also traveling at night.
Yeah, that's true.
And at
Would
speed.
Bastion be able to assist with this?
not after that last conversation.
I mean, like, would he be able to do it as well? Because he's got high.
So while you're on the Union Road, no. But when you do head off, because at some point it does break off to head towards Accord, and then it's dirt again. You are able to pick up the fresh tracks of a cart that have pulled through here, and given you could actually stop for a moment and just take how spaced out the hoof prints are. You can tell that they're going at a decent speed. So you're probably going faster since you're not tugging a cart, but they're going fast too. They have yeah. So I would say that
Question.
yes.
Despite the speed we're going at, would any of us be skilled enough to actually get a short rest in the saddle over the course of 2 or 3 hours? I'm at.
Probably not at the speed you're going at. The only way you could maybe get a short rest in is if you were just walking.
Okay, no worries then.
Yeah, so as you're following this road, you do eventually, you're drawing closer towards the coast. So you kind of get the ocean breeze kind of coming in over the land. The altitude is fairly low where you are. There's not a whole lot of people on the road right now, though you do pass by a guard patrol coming past you. They look as if to stop you, but then they do see the kind of like the horses and saddle stuff have like military insignias on it. So they notice that, and they kind of see that you're on a mission, and they don't bother to stop you.
We've automated the process for Lena.
So, you reach the town of Cord by, that put us at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
We don't find the cart in the way.
You do not. The cart has seemingly made it to town before
Enough of a
you.
head start.
We're gonna like shove the driver and he's gonna pass out.
Yeah. As we're getting into town and slowing the horses for like approach to the gates or whatever,
Mhm.
Lena's gonna look around at the others. Have any of you ever been here before?
GM?
Have any of us been here before?
Personally been here.
Bastion might have once or twice.
Bastion might have. It is a fairly large fairly large town. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
I know
think-
Lena did some wandering, but I don't know exactly where. So that's kind of up to you where she has and hasn't
she
been.
might have passed through here. She obviously never stayed in any one spot for too long. She might have passed through here.
Mhm.
This is a coastal port town, which you did a large stint in many of them. Killian might have passed through here by boat, but you definitely would not have
Stay here next
explored
to
the city. Yeah.
Also, small side note, Killian might mention that given the fact that they stopped in town, there's no reason to believe that the cart driver is the same one we've been chasing up until that town,
Yeah, that's true.
up until Junction. In fact, I'd be surprised if they didn't swap them out.
Have people sleep in the back while the driver handles the front.
I mean, you saw how many ash gangs they're bringing out in Manacles too, and there could be any number of people they could have brought on and left.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, dovetail in.
You are approaching on this this road as you make your way into town. There is, it looks like a city was built here, and then someone decided to put a wall through the middle of that city. Because as you make your way through the town, it's the standard stone wood structures that you've seen in previous towns of the Union. You make your way through the gates, and it looks like the same, but just someone just decided to put a wall right through everything. You can, where would you like to head? You don't specifically know where the Dovetail Inn is.
I was gonna say, Bastion's gonna turn to like the first guard he sees and goes, "Hey, we need to go to the Dovetail Inn now. Could you show us the fastest way to stay there for the night?"
Yeah, actually, speaking of the gate, there probably would have been some guards posted. You can definitely ask, and they would be happy to tell you that it is right here. It's like one of the largest buildings just outside of the gate to the north.
Perfect. Do you know if they typically have room for horses to stay for the night?
No.
Don't bother, Bastion. We'll find out when we get there.
You seen any late night carts coming in here?
Yeah, someone, merchant rolled through here maybe less than an hour ago.
Good.
Say where he was going?
No. He did ask if there was any good inns in the area.
Oh, good to know. And I take it you direct him towards the best one in town, the Dovetail?
I gave him the name of a few. Were you looking for others, or?
Are they on the way to Dovetail?
On the way to Dovetail? No.
Lena's just keeps walking with the horse. First, the horse keeps going.
That's worth a shot.
Yep.
If we're passing by, might as well see if the cart's there.
And he says, no, not really.
Um,
Well, wish you a good night.
Good night, citizen. So I'm assuming you make a beeline there.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're able to just make a
Killian's,
quick walk up there.
Killian's keeping an eye out for both any cart and if there looks like anyone who's like not a guard but like on watch out at all. Any of those telltale gruff motherfucking Ashgang
Gotcha.
looks.
So within the walls, the gates, the only lookouts watch you see are from the guards. As you draw closer to the inn, it does look like a very crowded building. As you know, there's like a handful of people just kind of hanging around outside. Um, some with drinks in their hands, some smoking whatever their preference may be. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I was handed a cookie.
That's the
Um,
best reason to be interrupted.
yes.
How is it
Fresh
shaped?
one too. It is a baby Yoda.
Oh.
That's all.
Awesome.
It's not decorated, but still.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Crunch, crunch.
Yeah, sorry, 1 second.
Enjoy your cookie. Take your time.
Okay. Yeah, smoking whatever substance they prefer.
Cookies.
Cookies. A lot of them are gruffer looking. They do kind of match the description or the semblance of the Ash Gang that you've encountered before. So it doesn't look like there's anyone specifically looking around for people, though.
Do we see a cart anywhere?
Not in front of the building, no.
Does the building look like it has a like a stables area or anything?
There is like a old western hitch kind of thing in the front, basically just a pole
Hmm.
that you could use, but no specific like place for horses. The guard
go ahead
mentioned as
and-
such.
Gonna go ahead and dismount not too far and go over and kind of tug on the reins of Nemia's horse and say up, hey, do you think you can sneak around the back of the building? See if they might have gone down an alleyway and back there.
You got yourself out there.
Do you want me to head with, or
As long as you can be stealthy about it.
I'm the only other one not wearing armor.
He shrugs. Bastian and I will take the horses to the front. See if we can pick up anything inside.
Don't be afraid to give a shout.
Hmm.
I got some frustrations to take out. And he heads off with Nemia.
How so, Eric?
Um,
Oh, okay.
Secrets
What?
are happening.
Oh, things are being typed, aren't they? I was so confused for a second. I'm going, wait, what? What's happening?
okay, so Killian wants to take Nemia to look around for things.
Well, it was Lena asked Nemia to potentially sneak around the back, and Killian said he could go with because he's not wearing armor, so he could be quiet as well.
Down the alley, this big empty space. If it looks like a cart could squeeze through there.
There's definitely you could definitely travel down either side of the building.
We can both do the right side first.
Hmm. I'll look at the group. I'll think a bit and say, let's let's stay together for a bit. I don't think we're on our grounds. This is an unknown place for us. Let's see. Chile, can you scout ahead? And I'll
Chili gives that a meh and kind of starts walking around the building.
I mean, like I said, Killian, news travel fast, and we might. Okay, we might not be ready for it.
What do you mean? You're being vague.
Chile's back, or
Killian leans in. What do you mean?
okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm talking. Subway typing. So it's probably not the best the right time to explain this, but so you probably know.
He kind of like gives like a glance around. Is anyone looking at us right now?
That's probably it. But let's say we might have found what we're looking for, but they might have found us as well. So let's be careful about it.
How many gruff-looking, potentially Ash Gang members are here?
There's about 6 guys outside right now.
How
Just
many-
outside too.
This whole process of realization is Nemia like trying to conspicuously look at Chile and thinking and making faces and
Killian kind of like just gives a nod. And just
Yep, Chili returns after
it's a
seemingly
tarot. It's a tarot thing I can do. I can read my cat's tail and it gives me insight on the future.
Hold on.
Oh,
Can
shoot.
you look in the cat's eyes and tell us what time it is?
I'll try it. You got
Please hold.
I mean, you guys know roughly what time it is, so
No, hold on. I'll show you why I'm referencing.
so
You can
then
tell
I'll
what time it is by the shape of a cat's eyes.
Killian leans over to Nemia then, just kind of like more quiet, just like, all right, all seeing one. What do you suggest we do? I'm good for cracking heads. I can deal with these guys at the front here. But if it means they're gonna run off again, then
Okay. We got a couple in the back and there seems to be a cart around the corner. From what I get, Chile's not that expressive.
then we head to the cart. No. If they know us, they know us.
Can I try my perception around? Try
Well,
to see
looking
any moving shutters, any shadow in a window.
well, so there's a lot of activity inside. There's a lot of noise and a lot of people. There's a lot of people inside.
Where are Lane and Bastion right now then?
That's a good question. Where are they?
Yeah, because
I don't know. Did you guys even leave? Are we just standing here waiting and going, wait, what the hell?
No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't leave. We sent Chile
didn't
off.
Yep.
Then we're still
So we're just
here.
hanging
We're
out then.
yeah.
All right, then he'll just, for the sake of what happened, Killian will just like head over there and like turn around. It's like, okay, we're not doing the thing. Change of plans.
All right. Saw the cat go. What did you see?
There's potentially
There's yeah,
a cart. He like lets Nemia like continue explaining.
there's a cart and quite a lot of folk apparently back there. I don't know what's the state, but I think Chile said it was empty. I mean, showed me okay. Let's not do this right now. Danger is the code word for this, and we should be wary.
If they know we're here, the cart's a trap. Let's head in. No? Yes?
Okay.
We
Yeah,
don't know
sounds-
exactly
sounds-
who we're aiming for.
Sounds like a plan, but wherever we go, I'll send Chili off the other way.
Hey guys, question.
Mhm.
What if we just told the guards to be ready around the corner in case they try to?
Takes too long to coordinate.
Alright. Next time we come into a town, speak to the guards before assaulting a bunch of gang members. We should probably tell them what we're doing, just so they can know if we're running to come find them.
Well, from what we got from the red-headed one, they don't even care if we kill one, so I don't think Lord's that much strict around here.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Alright, let's just start. the
this
third
seemed
boss
to have
fighting then.
been very specifically addressed to Lena, but
Let's go start the third bar fight of the weekend.
Alright, are we going in? I'm going in.
Let's
Once-
go in.
Let's
go.
open this.
Demia, have that
Let's go.
cat poke around and see if it can find a storeroom or somewhere she might be.
Okay, I'll send Chili over that side, and just in case she gets to see any movement outside, I'll tell her to find me.
Killian
Okay.
starts walking up first. He's keeping an eye on those 6 guys. See if any of them react.
they don't seem to react. They seem to just be going about their business. Yeah, you enter into the building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You enter into the room, and it is quite a large tavern, actually. There's there's just dozens of tables, and you see kind of the bar at the far end. There's 3 people manning the bar. That's how busy this place is. And it's just packed full of people. On like the left and right sides of the building, there's kind of these nicer stalls. What stands out the most is it looks like there's actually 2 distinct groups of people here. They're all rough and tumble folks, but they all have like a slight, like the ones on the left and the right have a slight, like the very distinctive style differences, but they all like match. Like the whole left side of the room kind of matches, and the right side of the room kind of matches. Like one side of the room has this like kind of red arm bandana thing. The other side doesn't, and just certain colors. There's like there's a pattern going on each side of the room.
Which of the 2 were the 6 guys out front, if any?
They were the non-armband guys.
And we've never seen any Ash
see.
gangs with armbands, have we?
No, you have not. Another distinction is there seems to be one central table on each side, and at the head of each of these tables is a person that kind of stands out from the group. On one end, you have. Sorry, one second. Come on, load. Okay, on one end, you have what looks like this this adult red-skinned tiefling, female, kind of like this jet black hair, and she's got like a instead of like the leathers and mercenary armor that they have, she's got this like nicer suit of armor, kind of like this dull gold in hue, and she's just shooting daggers from her table straight across to the table that's of prominence on the other side of the room, where you see this female human, probably adults, more probably on the younger side. There's fiery red hair, not actually on fire, but that color. I have to feel like I have to make that specification for you guys. um, kind of with this grim-looking face, with a couple scars on it. Seems to be like plainly dressed. Yeah, no fancy armor or anything. She just has her hands crossed on the table, and she's also just staring daggers across at the other one. There seem to be guards gathered around each of these figures. As you enter into the
Some
room,
City guards? Or
no, sorry,
different
mercs. I did it again.
kind? Okay.
Ash Gang members,
Bodyguards.
bodyguards. There you go. As you enter, there's kind of, it doesn't fully lull, but it gets a little bit noticeably quieter as everyone stops to see you enter, and like they, for the most part, go about your business. But you do see a handful of eyes watching you guys.
The floorboard
As you
creaks.
Yeah.
Bastion's gonna lean over to Namiya and be like, if we asked you to, think you could let the others start a bar fight? Like get the other groups to fight each other?
That's an interesting proposal.
Maybe we convince one of the guards outside to run in and say the other one beat them up?
Sorry, I can't hear you very well. Let's
Sorry.
change the volumes.
Mayhaps we can get the guards outside to walk in and say that the other group is starting a fight.
I'll remind you, we're looking for one person very in particular. I don't think a full-scale, like, ballroom blitz is going to help that.
Oh, for sure
Yeah.
right now, but just if needed.
You're probably looking at 50 to 60 Ash Gang guys in here in
Oh,
this room right
okay.
now.
And what's the
It's just-
like the
if we
total
really need
amount of
distraction.
people?
What's the
What's the total amount of people? They are 50, and the room's like 100.
I would actually say that's probably the makeup of the whole.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I'll-
these guys right now.
I look at Bastian and say, what do you want me to have the Ash Gang fight the Ash Gang?
Something along
I
those
think
lines,
that
but not
guy
right now.
in the
just
corner,
if
I'll-
we need a distraction.
I'll point at the sweeping guy that like might look old and say he might not be from the Ash Gang, but I think 49 to 1 is awful lot to keep a fight going for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure Killian can manage a fight like that, but
I like those
maybe for
odds.
later on.
Still, if it comes to it, I think throwing a drink or two over my shoulder might put some old grudges in place.
So-
But
Out of character, we're fairly confident that everyone here is Ash Gang.
Yeah, they all have that look. You're fairly confident.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like, yeah, the right side's Ash Gang, the left side's like the red.
You're fairly confident. There are probably a handful of folks that look maybe slightly different. Like some are actually armored, but they still like. You can still
Exude
tell.
thuggery.
Yeah, they're all part of that one group.
They
and
smell
they're all part of the
ashy.
other group. Oddly enough, it is actually abnormally warm in this room. Yes, there's a lot of people in here, but it's really warm. It's almost hot in the room.
Is there like a furnace nearby, or
There is a fireplace in the corner, but you don't imagine it would make it this hot.
Strong dislike.
right.
Bastion is probably uncomfortable with all that armor on.
Yep.
Killian is probably uncomfortable with all that heritage.
What do you guys do?
Well, should we walk over to the bar and get a drink then?
Might as well. Try not to get poisoned.
Or stabbed.
Yeah, I'm better at getting stabbed than I am poisoned. Bastion will kind of walk into the bar like, "Hey there, friend."
The bartender, like he waves a hand at you, like be there in a second, as he's like making some drinks and still giving them to people.
Do the bartenders have the Ash Gang look, or do they look like they're the bartenders of the Ash
They
Gang?
they look like this is their establishment and they're like out of luck.
Okay.
Oh, so they're not happy about this.
Alright.
So they're like not pleased with this development.
Sorry, 1 second.
Okay, and I'll also look over just to them, yeah, just like any cat updates.
Hmm. I'll look around, look at the windows. I don't think so. She must be watching the cart. I mean, I don't think the cart's a good escape route. They don't go nothing. Not really that fast. We got fast horses.
Actually, I might run to the washroom real quick. If I can.
Oh,
Never mind.
might as well then.
Oh, okay.
No, you can go ahead.
Alright. Sorry. Be right back.
No worries. Wait, what'd I miss?
No idea.
Okay.
Checking in on the cat.
Oh,
Maybe.
So sorry, just to clarify, the bartender is not pleased with the number of Ash Gang in here, right?
on one hand, they are making a sizable amount of money. On the other hand, there is a distinct look of worry on all their faces.
Yeah.
Maybe not worry, fear. Fear is a better word, yes.
And sorry, the cat.
Sorry?
What
Did
about
we
the
get
cat?
the answer on the cat?
Well, so,
Oh.
what does Nemia want to know?
Oh, status on the cart probably, and if there's any sort of holding place. That's relatively obvious, if not. Just that there is no prominent urgency of any sort. It's door back there. Okay. Not much, I'll say. Not much yet.
Alright. At some point, we must. I don't think this is the place or the time, but we must
Some point we must what?
battle.
Okay, yes.
Start a good tussle.
I honestly have no idea what we're doing. I know what we're doing, but I don't know how to go about it. Guys, any
Oh yeah,
ideas?
Bastion just plans to walk up to the barkeep and just be like, "Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
You look like you could use someone
Hello.
talking. Who's in
I just hear like before I even put my headset on, I just hear Ariel just. I have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Basically, Bastion's plan is just to look as little suspicious as possible as we get just a drink at the barkeep and then move on, possibly.
mm-hmm.
Not just like walk into the inn and then walk back out.
Killian's going up to the bar as well.
Okay.
Bastion will kind of rest his elbows on the counter and be like, "Hey there, friend," and wait for the him to have time to come by.
Yeah. So after giving a few people their drinks, he comes over and says, "What can I get you?" And then he kind of leans in a little bit. You might not want to stay too long.
Yeah, I got that vibe. These guys been here all day?
They've been here all week.
Really? They're just laying around, not doing much?
Pretty much. As he
Okay.
says, like shifting his eyes around.
Yep, he kind of shows them. At least it's good for business. Just, if you don't mind, just an ale. We can talk.
He
Don't
points
mind
to you. He's
keeping
like,
here.
"Okay, thank you." And
Killing.
he'll.
Okay.
Yep. No, go for it.
Can Killing like get another bartender while that's happening?
Oh, yeah, you can go to a different spot.
Yep.
So I'll say for the sake of this, Bastion has gone to the left side,
Mhm.
and Killian's kind of walked over to the right side.
In the
So you're-
hypothetical map the GM's currently looking at.
I am not looking at a map.
All
But
right.
you are aware of
All right.
A likely story.
Well,
Killian,
I am looking at the town map.
Killian's going to get another barkeep and just kind of like wave him down.
Yep. Same deal. You know, he motions to give him a minute. He hands a couple drinks down and says, "What can I get you?"
Mainly looking. Don't worry, we won't be here long. He kind of like gives a glance around in the back. I get it.
The bartender like nods at you, like, "Yeah, I get it."
I get the room. Have you got a merchant coming through here recently? Like within the last hour?
You see him think, and he looks around. He's like, "Not specifically, but there's a lot of people coming in and out."
How many people have come within the last hour?
Hmm.
Anyone tired looking? Anyone looking to get a room?
Well, he kind of hushes up a bit as another one of the guys like walks up. It's like, "I need a drink," and he like basically throws his cup at the guy,
Hmm.
and like the bartender like gives you like puts a finger. It's like 1 second, and like he gives the guy a drink. When that guy walks off, he says, "They've kind of rented out the place for the whole week. It's just them."
All right. And he kind of says like, "Is something about to go off here? What's with the two tables?"
Looks like competing. Looks like competing gangs to me, but I wouldn't be able to really say.
He nods. All right. Last off, you didn't happen to see a cart parked around here recently, have you?
I'm pretty sure someone stopped by recently with a cart. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it,
Hmm.
they unloaded some goods in the back.
And Killian, quickly is like, goes into his coin pouch.
Mhm.
He will slide over. I don't know. Is there like subcategories of coins, or is it just like 100 copper to a silver and that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Uh, w- like is he'll slide over like 4 copper.
Okay.
Like that is in like out of in character. Is that like a reasonable amount? Like he's not handing him like $1, is he?
No, so that would be like that'd be more than the drink would cost. Yeah.
All right. Um.
So
All right. He'll do 5 then.
actually, hold on. We have a chart for this. Let me reference it real quick because I am not as familiar with Silver
Sure
Standard
thing.
as I should be to have this running. Okay. Food and drinks. Ale is missing. What the heck? Oh no, a mug of ale is about 4 copper.
Okay.
So you basically paid for your drink.
He'll put 10 copper then.
Okay. The bartender gives like a nod, and he kind of
And
quickly
he's-
wipes it off the table.
keep the change, and ease your way to that area.
Says, if you can escape their eye, there's a door to the back, but I think you've drawn some attention as he kind of slightly nods over to the central figure in the room, on that side of the room.
Which one? Armband or no?
You're on the right side, right? So that's not the armband.
All right.
Or did I mix them up? No, I think that's right. Armband on the left. Yeah. Okay.
He nods. It's like, yeah, I got that. Well, things go down. Make sure to stay down. He gives him a thumbs up, or start swinging. Good day to die. And
He chuckles a bit and walks off. Sure enough, if you turn around, you'll see the red-haired human is looking at you specifically.
Killian kind of like matches the glance, just like if she's about to do anything, if she like motions for anything.
She leans over. She's still staring at you, and then she kind of turns her head and speaks something to the guard next to her, bodyguard. And like she looks at you again as the bodyguard moves, and she kind of motions for you to come take a seat next to her.
Does Bastion notice this while he's taking his drink?
No, we'll get to you.
Okay, just check it if he notices it.
Is Nemir or Lena close to Killian right now?
As far as I know, they did not walk up to the bar counter.
But would they be anywhere like in between him
Well,
and the?
I
They-
will ask them.
I don't know where Lana is. I'm just kind of letting this keep going. I don't know what she'd be doing.
I'll stay with Lennox. It's
You
not
guys-
easy.
Yeah. You guys have found a table relatively near the entrance that was unoccupied, surprisingly, that the two of you could take a seat at and keep an eye on things.
He'll put like a finger up to the red-haired lady, head to their table, and just like door in the back, cart offloaded some stuff, and he just heads back over to like he's trying to almost play it off like he's just letting them know he's going somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and then just walks over to take a seat.
You okay? Bastion.
Yes. Just waiting at the counter for his drink with a big smile on his face.
Yep. One of the other bodyguards walks up to you and says, "Hey, my boss would like a word with you."
Well, your boss. So what do you guys run?
We do some mercenary work, and you're look like the type that might be very helpful.
More of a blacksmith, but I could probably turn my hand if I needed to. Do you mind if I make my drink first?
Sure. He says that he like nervously like no one keeps the boss waiting. Like you can see this in his head. And
Okay, I was like, if it's not a problem, I can get the barkeep to bring me a drink.
like just don't take too long. And you see him turn and walk, and as you look behind you, you see the tiefling boss is staring at you.
If he kind of just like looks back and kind of points to himself and like mouths like me.
She nods, and you see there's an empty seat next to her as well.
This is the opposite one from Killian, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
He kind of just looks up and goes like motions of like the booze thing and just like goes like 1 second and just like says to the barkeep and like, sorry, can I get that ale pretty quick, please?
Yeah. By this point, he's given you your drink.
Yes, he pulls out like a few coins to kind of pretend to be more nervous than he is. He pulls out like 6 or 7 copper and goes like, "This might get dangerous, please be careful." And he's gonna turn around and get towards the boss.
Okay. You can make your
He's
way
just gonna
and
go-
sit down. Yep.
Yep, he's just gonna kind of raise his drink towards Lena and Nemea and just be like, "Well, okay, this is happening now." Looks for Bastion, kind of looks at the other one and goes like, "Oh shit." and
Looks for
keeps going.
Bastion.
Looks for Killian.
Sorry, looks for Killian. Yeah.
You are
No,
Bastion.
he's not
Looks
Bastion.
for self.
Wait a second. I'm Bastion. Oh, there he is.
He's looking at the bottom of the glass. That's the issue.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. All right. So Killian, you approach, and one of the guards kind of moves the seat out for you, and you see the female kind of just look up at you, says, "Please take a seat."
Yep. He takes it and kind of leans back in it a bit. Arms crossed.
So, are you looking for work?
He tilts his head and is like, "Do you offer a job to everyone who walks in the front door?"
Not everyone, but
Nope.
you are of.
We hear you, Connor.
Yep, we hear.
Okay.
You are of. You look like you could handle yourself in a fight. Big, tough guy.
Uh-huh. I feel like you're underselling my talents.
Well, I mean, I've got plenty of. Maybe not quite similarly built, but well, around here.
Maybe both by their owns, but they're not built like the gods like I am. He kind of like,
Friggin' what the hell?
she chuckles at that. That's a sense of
That's
humor you got there.
he doesn't flinch at that and just looks over. It's like, you trying to get a manpower number over on the other side of there?
Not necessarily, but see, you've kind of read the room a bit.
It's palpable, yes.
Yes,
Could cut it with
things
a
are
butter knife.
things are a bit on edge. That's what happens when two rivals are stuck under one roof for some time.
Not getting the notoriety you wanted, or
Just stepping on each other's toes a bit.
know the feeling.
So, you have a decent sword, some armor, or no armor, but what skills do you have?
You just smile and just like, I mean, properly trained in the Old Kingdom. Don't need no armor.
Come to mention it, you do look a bit different. The average folk. Do you
I'm-
come from money?
He chuckles. I'm a southerner. We share similar looks.
I've met plenty of southerners. You're cut from something different.
Like I said before. No, it's a life I left. Also, just out of curiosity, can Killian give like an insight on this, on her?
Sure.
For one, just general feel on her, like does she look like fully capable of slicing a man in half, or also, if I don't know if it'd be separate or if you can roll it into it, but like, is she being legitimate in this kind of questioning? Like, is she actually kind of thinking to hire him, or is she kind of beating around the bush for something?
Sure, give insight.
Insight 6.
I mean, it sounds like she wants to hire you for a job. And she looks, for lack of a better word, scrawny. Not quite scrawny. She's of maybe average build, average female human build. She doesn't seem particularly equipped to cut someone in half.
All right.
But I will say you have noticed one thing. It was warm in this room. It's significantly warmer sitting next to her.
And this is or isn't the tiefling? Sorry.
This is not the tiefling.
All right. And he just kind of was like, you the spellcasting type or what?
So you do have a brain. Well, yes, I am.
Let's say, I don't know, that in the same way that I might give off a certain feeling, spellcasting types tend to. Also, temperature in the air.
Ah, well, yes, I guess I suppose that would be a little bit of a giveaway. But where are my manners? We haven't introduced ourselves to each other. My name is Lily. What is yours?
Thanks for a sec. Balder.
Balder. Okay.
Oh.
Well, so, what are you looking for? Not many people just wander in here.
I've got a let's say an old grudge that I've found myself following here.
Ah, okay. If it's
Haven't-
one of them, I'd help you. I'd happily help you solve that.
You see, it's the thing. I'm not exactly sure who I'm looking for. I've got a general idea. All I know is
Okay.
he kind of screwed me over.
Okay. What if I could help you fix that problem?
Well, I'd assume I'd be fixing some of your problems.
Well, there's a give and take here. It's only fair.
And you kinda, if I might go out on a limb, is this problem in opposition to the other side?
As of right now, no. We are all working together. But maybe later.
It's tension doesn't go this high in a room without something being done eventually.
Yes, we've been cooped up far too long. But luckily, this is our last night here. So we're shipping out in the morning.
This isn't your usual kind of setup.
It is
Certainly looks
not.
like it.
No, we've taken over the establishment for a while, but no, I'm used to a little bit nicer things.
Kinda
Anyways,
kind of like gives a glance over to see if the other two are still there.
Lena anemia?
Yeah,
Mhm.
after the information he gave him.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Honestly, I kind of assume that the cat is back there right now looking for stuff. If it's already offloaded, then we need to figure out where it went.
He said it's offloaded in the back, and you get there through the door in the corner.
Did it stay in the back? Oh, what? Okay.
It's a,
Is there a way for us to get back there without being noticed?
I just don't want to have like a 2-hour conversation when you guys would have been doing something in the meantime. Is all.
Mm-hmm. Could we have gotten back there without being noticed?
There's a lot of eyes in the room.
Exactly, that's the thing. Anemia did not want to go around the back the other way. Screw it. Lena's gonna get up and leave out the front and go around the alleyway towards the back. If Nemia wants to come with, then great.
Sorry, I was just catching up with what we were looking at, and I see. Okay, we got it in. Apparently, there's only a scrawny-looking dude guarding some of the boxes of the cart. So we can move it, but how do we go about the 50 to 40 set of eyes that are around us? you want me to?
Lena's walked out the front door.
Oh, okay.
She's left the building. She's going down the street a bit. She's cutting into an alleyway, cutting some more alleyways, kind of snaking her way around a little bit.
You like taken a long way around instead of like just heading
Mhm.
straight back. You've kind of maybe
Yeah.
walked a little ways away, gone down one of these alleys,
Yep,
made your way up and around. Yeah.
exactly. Just to
okay.
give time for conversations to have happened. And
Shit,
once
shit,
she
shit,
gets
shit,
into
shit.
the alley, or peers into that back section, how many people does she see?
So there are two mercs back there, clearly keeping an eye on the back door.
Mm-hmm. Did Nemia come with?
Here's the thing. Whether we cause a commotion or not, I think the voice can spread pretty quickly. Do you want me to hop on the stage and cause a ruckus and try to play the nastiest songs I have on my repertoire just to make them all sing and clap?
Sure, but
While I,
the warrior cat goes
oh, it
with
is
me.
hilarious.
The cat goes with you.
So
She's
The
already there,
chil-
so
yeah, Chili's not with you guys. Chili was still
Mhm.
scouting, more or less.
Chili's my backup, which is terrifying.
So
But yeah,
I guess
Chili's killed a man. Come on now.
yeah.
So I guess if they like had done that, if Killian looks back in that conversation, he doesn't see them there.
Yeah, no, I think they would be gone.
He turns back and just, all right. Can you give general details on what the job is?
Mostly it's guard work. We pride ourselves on making sure people get where they're safely supposed to go. People and goods and whatnot.
He Devin stifles a fucking loud laugh. People in goods and people who are goods. He just nods and just when would this be? Within the next day, couple weeks?
Well, yeah, if you're interested, we're shipping out. We've actually, hold on. Where are they going? They are going. We're setting sail for Eastwatch in the morning.
It's like, oh, so this would be a long travel thing.
Not terribly long, but it's
Not just
Few
around
days.
the town.
no. It's a few days by boat, at least.
He nods. That would be. Okay, I got here pretty late because I was looking for a certain person, but if you're giving me the opportunity to get that more directly, then I guess that's not as needed as much. And I am tired. And between that and the long trek, could I get you an answer tomorrow morning?
That's fair. We're leaving fairly early, but that's understandable.
What time?
We're leaving about 8.
Alright.
8 or so. Takes a while for all these guys to get organized.
Right. I'm guessing I can find you back here.
Yeah, or one of my close associates, and mainly the ones around her are more well armored.
Killian gives a look and just kind of memorizes faces.
Yep, easy enough.
And he just looks like, all right, I'll be sure to be aware of them. Well, despite
Pleasure
your
speaking with.
Yep. He's like, despite your despite what I look like, I come from, I've left that, and money doesn't flow all the time, so work is good. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yep.
I'll be sure to blow everyone here out of the water.
I look forward to it. And don't worry about your room. It's covered.
Here?
Of course.
You got room in here? And he kind of like glances around the whole room.
There are rooms available.
Do I
I'll
got-
see to that.
Do I gotta be bunking with a dude or?
You might have to get used to it, but tonight, no.
All right. Well, I'll stable up my horse then at the very least. And
She nods to you.
See you in the morning. He pauses for a sec. I didn't quite get your name.
Lily.
Lily. All right.
She nods again.
And he heads out.
'Kay.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, Bastion.
Bastion's sitting there with a drink, like, I'm sorry about the wait, I wanted to grab that drink. Can I help you? He puts out a hand to kind of shake hands. And it's Bastion.
She kind of just shoots you a glare, like, I'm not getting any younger. You've wandered into a bad place.
Yeah, I just wanted a drink. I didn't realize it was gonna be this complicated.
You're fairly well equipped. You looking for work?
It depends on the type. I'm more of a blacksmith by trade, but I got some skills. Need any quick repairs on cracks, I can do them in about a minute.
That could actually be very useful. Come, sit with me.
Can I give a demonstration as apologies for making you wait?
I'm good at the moment. I think your abilities might not work on my weapon.
Well, even if it's someone who works here.
There's no need. I trust your look.
Oh, appreciate it. Can I get your name real quick?
My name is Vanifer. To whom am I speaking?
Bastion.
Bastion. You
Yes,
seem
yes,
to
correct.
have an air about you. Noble blood,
Oh,
money.
at one point. But no, I'm just a wandering blacksmith as it is. Man of faith now.
A smith. Smith is always useful.
Yeah, so I've been told. Seems like I'm good at work as any if I'm going to be on my own. Well,
What brings you here of all places?
heard it was good ale. Oh,
I
you mean the
doubt
city?
that.
Sorry. I met up with a group and hanging out with them for a bit, see what goes on.
Yeah, it
Yep,
seems one of your buddies may be talking to an associate of mine. And if you give a quick look, you
Yeah,
do see Killian sitting next to the other boss on the other side.
I kind of look at it, it's like, I mean, I'd say perhaps not the wisest idea, but look the position I'm in. Can I ask a strange question?
Sure.
Do you two not get along by chance?
She just looks at you with this like dumbfounded look. She's like,
Just, I got the
no.
impression, but I didn't want to assume.
whatever could have given it away? In the most sarcastic voice you could imagine.
dripping
I just
with
kinda
it.
look at Okay, I assumed as much. I just, you never know if it's just like either there was some kind of recent fight or if it's something more long-standing. If I'm
These
stepping on
people
toes for
right
good
here, these people are my people. And this one wants to come in and change everything.
Oh, in what way? Shift to management?
More or less.
I take it by the fact you're a blacksmith, you have something to do with weaponry, some kind of mercenary or something along those lines.
If you couldn't tell, a lot of strong men around here could always do with a good weapon.
It never hurts, in my opinion. Could Bastion roll history to know if there's any wars going on around here?
For the most part, you know there's no war, but you could roll a check to see if there's anything.
Just anything you might be able to throw into this conversation.
Whew.
Anything that would be like mercenary work, basically.
So you know that travel is not perfectly safe. You know, for most along the Union Road, it's relatively safe with the guards, but going anywhere is not completely safe. The world is still full of dangers, um, especially for people traveling between countries. I think the most notable thing would be that most people in the Union have a strong distaste for Voltime and for
Okay.
Dragonborns in general. Actually, I think that's common knowledge. Most people have a distaste for them. There's been several wars in the past with Voltime, so but nothing overt is happening right now.
Nothing in this area either.
No, especially in this area. You're within the capital of the Union, well, not the main, like the central country of the Union. You're fairly protected and safe from those types of activities.
Okay, so he'll kind of like just like open his hands, like, forgive me for asking, but mercenary group this size, conflict or not between the other one. Is there some kind of war ramping up that I'm not aware of? Try to keep a good ear on politics.
Nothing
You
you'd.
guys are pretty large for the city.
We're not all from here, but gotta earn coin, and killing beasts is sometimes the option, is the way to go.
I suppose. And, usually, I guess
Anyways,
the hunters do that, don't they? Just again, forgive me if I'm prying. Just seems odd to have this many people in one place, especially a city like this.
well, we were waiting for some shipments. They've since arrived, and I can finally be rid of her smug little face over there and get back to business as normal. But
Is
that
the
is.
competition over this shipment?
You ask an awful lot of questions.
If you're looking to hire me, I'd like to know who I'm working for. My apologies. If I'm gonna forge a blade, I'd like to know who it's gonna end up in.
Well, I'm sure you've heard of the Ash Gang. We are a mercenary group of. We have a fairly good standing in the Union.
Is that true for Bastion's knowledge, or
Well, I mean, for
outside of what we've learned, obviously, from the recent sessions? But
Yeah,
is that
if-
true?
if you wouldn't have, if they wouldn't have wronged you, you probably wouldn't know. Like, people talk about it in rumors, but if you're not like looking for it, or if you're a noble, you probably wouldn't be aware of what they're doing.
There haven't
You-
been any
so you-
public beheadings of recent.
No, they're very much, if you're gonna hire someone, hire them. Nobles pay a lot of money, of course they cater to them. But if you're a commoner, they might be taken advantage of. You've heard both sides of it.
Yeah, he goes like, yeah. I mean, as a kid, I heard good things, but walking around recently, apparently you guys charge a pretty hefty price. Will the pay be as good?
The pay is good, room and board for the most part. Sometimes there's camping. Access to, whatever you might need for your craft, as long as you provide for us.
It's very tempting. All this just for hunting beasts?
There are many kinds of beasts in the world.
I've been told. Can't say I'm a hunter by trade, but I've forged a few arrows.
Well, we are leaving in the morning. If you are interested, we're taking
Oh, where are you
a
headed?
ship out of here.
To where?
We have some business in the marshlands to the north.
Can't say, but it'd be interesting to see at least. And in the meantime, I'd just be doing repair work, forging new stuff if needed.
Yeah, I think that would be a good fit. If you're interested, we're leaving in the morning,
Alright,
and
okay. Can't say I'm gonna make a decision immediately, but if you do plan to bring me on, bring as much scrap metal as you can bring. I find myself working best with that.
we know how to equip a smith. Now, I'll either
Oh,
see you in the
maybe I'm not
morning or I won't.
already. That is true.
And she kind of
And,
nods and kind of waves a hand at you as if to dismiss you, and the guard kind of like it's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm just going. And one last question.
She looks at you like she's slowly.
Roll credits. If that's the name. That's the nickname, guys.
One last question is back again.
She just kind of goes, I assume come back here if I plan to come with? And look for
You'll
one of your folks?
You'll see us packing up. Look for the armband, not one of them.
Good to know. Well, if you see me before midday, assume I'm coming for you.
We're leaving bright and early. Like I said, either join us or don't. And she seems very dismissive of you now. Like you're really getting on her
Okay.
nerves.
He smiles and finishes his drink to calm his nerves and brings it back to the counter. For the barkeep. Is Killian still in discussion or has he already left?
I think he would have left by now.
Yeah, you probably finish roughly about the same time.
Okay. Bastion will bring his mug to the barkeep. And then just give him a wink and go, the booze was very much needed, thank you. And he will head out.
Get out while you can.
Yep. And like as soon as he walks in, he starts looking for Killian, like, oh fucking hell.
Mm. Alright.
Okay.
Killian's on his way out, basically. He doesn't break stride from the chair to the front door.
All right, Lenanemia.
Yes.
What's Nemia doing?
I mean,
Because you
After
had
you
one
ran off to-
idea, so
I'm gonna probably jump to it because you don't
Okay.
seem to be stopping back there, and I'll let Chili know though that she's on her way.
Okay.
Oh, I lost my. There we go. So is there sort of a stage around here?
Yeah, there's it would be, where did I say the fireplace was? On the left side, right? On the opposite side, there'd be a stage. Like
Okay.
not a terribly large stage, but large enough that a few people could be up there. Like a band of people could be up there.
I'll use my special ability for once, just to ask the golden question. Hopefully, it's a good one. And I'll think to myself, what song should I play?
Ha!
Nick, I love you so much sometimes. I didn't need you to know that.
So
By this I mean, should I play like a jokey song, like a bit lutish? Should I go for a more of a war song? Should
you hear this kind of deep chuckle that kind of bellows into the back of your head, and it just basically offers up, play the rowdiest thing you can think of.
Okay.
eh, these guys haven't probably make it lively, make it rowdy, Lewd is probably good too. And there's another deep bellowing chuckle just inside your head.
Hey, Uncle
Okay.
Satan.
Yeah, so given the amusement of the voice, yeah, whatever being you have beseeched has thoroughly enjoyed your question.
Let's see.
So you can also make a performance check with advantage if you so choose.
I'm just imagining like Nemia, just like anyone ever seen Leo and Satan?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I
It's-
just
uh,
just Nemia with this like giant evil looking thing. It's like, nah, man, you should just let's play a jaunty little tune.
I now like the idea that every time Mia passes a crossroads, they just stop playing whatever song they're playing.
Okay, let's do an advantage performance. Oh, that's awful.
Ooh. So, it is late. It's probably past midnight now, and there's a lot of drinks going around. You start up into like this. You start up slowly, just with a few notes to get the room, the attention of the room, and then you start going into a lively tune, and you slowly you start singing on top of it, and it's kind of like a, for lack of a better word, it's like one of those shanties like from Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's kind of like got
Mhm.
that vibe to it. And so you'll sing parts of it, and some people in the crowd will start singing along, like will sing the next part back to you. And so you slowly start getting the interaction of the crowd, and you have drawn their attention.
What do you do with the drunken sailor?
Yeah, just a lot more, there's more lewdness in it. But yeah, you seem to be drawing the crowd fairly well.
Fine. That's a good start.
Mhm.
I'll begin with the classics, and in my next attempt, I'll try to move to something where I'll try to take the lead.
Okay, yeah. All right. Lena, so you've snuck around to the back.
Real quick, sorry. If Nemia was coming in and Bastion and Killian were going out,
So Nemia would have actually been there the whole time at that
okay.
table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so Nemia didn't go out at all?
I'm assuming they would have
No.
said, "Oh, I'm gonna stay here and cause a
I
distraction."
just
Yeah.
followed her as she went to the door and just discussed things as we try to make
Okay,
a plan
okay.
for it.
Then they see Nemia doing the thing as they're leaving, then, or
Yeah, basically, you see her approach the sage and start distracting people.
okay. Never mind then. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, Lena, you have snuck around to the back.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a loud cat, and one of the guards at the door like turns, opens the door, and goes inside, leaving just one outside.
Good. Is she directly opposite this space from him?
You can see him. I'm assuming you're keeping hidden-ish.
Yeah, at the moment, she hasn't stepped into the area.
Mhm.
So I can see him. He doesn't quite see me. How much space is between us?
Um, I'll say it's perhaps just across the alley. You got maybe 30 feet max.
Oh, that's
You-
good.
Yep.
I can run that.
Yep.
Yep. She is going to just like deep breath, 1, 2, 3 in her head, and just charge right
Mhm.
across it and try to slam his head into the wall and knock him out before he can do anything.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a sword attack roll. Yeah, just your sword is fine. Just for the numbers.
I'm just punching.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You have punch.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah. That's only a 13 to hit, unfortunately, unless there's advantage from being unseen, but
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna say
think so at
surprise,
that
baby.
point.
It
I don't
is.
know.
It is surprise technically. How
Um,
does surprise work?
Surprise is just you basically get a round to yourself in which they can't do anything. They can't take any action or reaction until their turn has passed. However, an unseen attacker gets advantage. They
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
overlap, they're not the same thing.
Okay.
So yeah. Nope, 13 is as good as it's gonna get.
Hot.
Well, actually, let me see this guy. Hold on.
13 might just do it. Who knows?
13 hits.
Oh, oh.
Alright.
They're not well armored.
And the thing about a surprise round is that depending on initiative order, he might not have a reaction, and I might get another turn before he would go if that was structured. I don't know if you're using that though.
Yeah, if initiative begins and they remains basically the equivalent of stunned, because it's no reactions, actions, or movement for the first
So-
turn.
I will
They
say.
They get reactions once their turn has passed in the surprise round, but not
Mhm.
before.
I will say that you have thoroughly surprised the guy, and you've slammed his head against the wall,
Mhm.
and he kind of slumps down, not moving.
Okay. She's gonna drag him into a corner and do a very quick search of the cart and
Okay.
the area around it.
Cart is empty.
Yep. Is there a cellar door, one of those like hatch things in the ground?
No, it seems the back door is the way in and out.
Mm. That's the only door back here.
It's the only door back here.
Damn it.
Yep. Side note: Killian is making his way around the back too. Like after
Okay.
that, I don't know how it lines up with what Lane is doing, but just for eventually.
Mhm.
I imagine Bastion is following Killian as well.
He's kind of just waiting. I will say, if you don't mind, Evan, if we just have the mini conversation, I imagine they have like in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's walking. That's about
He's
it.
talking to though.
Okay.
All right. If they show up in the back, they find Lena like considering the back door to herself, just about to go up and open it and march in.
Mm-hmm. You see reinforcements approach, though.
Mm-hmm.
Of them or of us?
You guys approaching
Okay.
Lena.
Okay, good.
Please specify.
Looks over. Cart's empty. This is the only door. It's got to be in there.
Let's
I
do it.
have to have taken her in there. Yep.
Nemia's married to make
I
noise.
saw-
Let's go.
I saw
Make
one
noise.
go in. Let's see if this is a storeroom.
No, come out.
Hmm.
Well, should we all rush in at once and just attack whoever's there?
As
Like,
quickly and
let's-
quietly as possible.
Killian like rolls his neck like I got the door.
Sure.
I don't think it's
I've
locked.
got no long distance. Actually, he pulls out 2 hand axes. I have a little bit of long distance.
Okay, cool. I like where this is going. Okay. You guys charge in.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as everyone's
Long
okay
sword
with it.
and shield.
Okay.
Yep. Throw your
Killian
axes.
bursts through the door and you quickly follow. You are in a storeroom. It's medium-sized room. You burst in to see 2 guards on the floor. Both of them just like looks like they've had their face clawed and it looks like rotting and stuff, like the whatever the cat does has quickly taken effect on their face, and they're both on the ground.
Ha.
Do we see
and
the
the-
cat anywhere?
And the
That
cat's
cat
just
is
sitting on the box the box in question.
You are
Bastion
a
just looks up at the cat
magnificent
like,
beast.
I love this thing.
I am terrified, but also very
Box,
impressed.
box, real quick, box.
Yeah, we should focus.
Get the
I'll
salmon,
keep watching
get the cat
door.
of salmon tomorrow. Box right now.
Bastion will stay by the door just in case someone comes in.
Gillian is prying open the box with a what is the box exactly?
It looks like what would be two wooden boxes. Like it looks like you could move them separately, but on closer inspection, it's just like it was made to look that way, and it's actually one long box.
All right. Does it have is it like a crate where it's all kind of like nailed together, or is it?
That's what it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
All right. He'll check if there's any like latch or hinge or anything on it.
There is not immediately one visible, but you do a quick run along on the box. It does look like there are two hinges on the back of it, one on each of the what looks like boxes.
Lena, grab that side.
Got it. And we're just gonna pull the hinges off. Am I taking it, or
Well,
what are
we're
we
gonna
doing
put it up so we can open it.
Yep. Okay.
Prop it up.
If you guys need muscle, just let me know.
And you look over and you see two people also with muscle.
Yeah.
You're not the only one. This is an unusual
That's-
party for us.
Bastion just smiles at them.
He does better as a doorstop, and he's going to try to open the box.
Okay.
Lena will help.
So, advantage athletics to one of you.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Do.
Nemia will pick up the noise of the room at specific intervals, and you seem to notice them shouting loudly whenever you're making noise.
Mm,
So you pop the lid open, and you see like this seal appear on it, like this magical arcane symbol appear on it, and then just kind of break and disappear as you open it. And it's just this long empty box with a figure jumping out on top of you, Killian, ready to claw you or do anything she can to escape.
quick grapple check.
Sure.
All right. Imagine just normal athletics. Oh.
Yeah.
He is not
Sh-
expecting it.
she escapes your grasp, but then stops when
Come down.
when she sees you all. It's just like, oh, thank God you're here. And
We're
she
getting
kind
out
of
of
like,
here right now.
that's a good idea. And we're gonna call it there.
Oh,
You
shit.
have found
What about
you,
Amina?
you have found L'Oreal.
Awesome.
And Killian takes a hand, just her hair, and just like we've been looking all over for you.
hmm It looks like she's probably been in this box a while.
Yeah. All right. Next
Yeah,
time,
guys.
I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is the session.
Arcane seals. Gotta love them.
My mercenary lady likes me better than you.
Or that
Not
could just be
after
the
this.
attitude of them.
Mm,
All right, guys. Look at that.
all right. Get done to the recording, or
Actual
any last minute?
progress.
Nah, I think we're done.
I think that's it.
All right.
Alrighty.
Till next time.
Till next time, guys.
Till then.